Hello, testing, testing. How is everybody doing right now? Welcome to the Time of Death podcast number 15, where we're going to be covering the Brony Predator Brawny moments. Today I'm joined by Brutal,
Hi.
and I guess we're going to start this off with Brutal. Why don't you tell us your background with this situation since you were the one that was given this evidence?
Of course. So basically, I believe it was around the end of January or the beginning of February. I was in Bruhny Moment server, and basically it started so weirdly. It started with Zenny asking me to just show if Brony was talking shit about Zenny. So I screenshotted me talking shit about Zenny, sent it to Zenny, and Zenny was like, "Oh, okay, cool. This is what Brony's done." So conveniently at that exact same time, Brony decided to announce that they had done these exact same things that I was being sent. And that was chaos. And that's when I messaged you and I was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck do I do?" And it was a mess from there on out, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
looking
that's
over
basically my
this.
thing.
Yeah, I'm looking over this right now. I don't have an exact timetable of when she gave you the evidence from the Twitter DMs, unless I'm making the assumption that uh, it was you. I believe it was you in these screenshots, right? That the ones that aren't dated, it just says in the drive Twitter 17, and then it says 1714 or
It's
14.
either me or Zenny.
Yeah,
It's
most
either one
likely
of
you.
us. I know that much.
Get into it, get into it. So we have like several different pieces of information to connect this individual. The person in question is how old? The Brawny.
Uh 20.
Yes, believe that. So, and the user at the time, Taylor, was 15 going on 16 when this happened with her. And this evidence stems all the way back from, I want to say, as early as November of 2020 and goes into this year.
Real quick, Danny Boy just said that you're very quiet on stream apparently.
I am. I have it maxed all the way.
Apparently.
Oh, fuck. I, I have the mic kind of far away. Is that better?
To me, it's better. It's been fine all this time. But
Okay. Maybe. Okay, hang on. No, there really isn't much I can do on my end to like fix the volume problem. OBS says I have it maxed all the way out on the volume end.
oh, OBS is an interesting piece of software, I'll tell you what. But anyway,
Yeah. I mean the long and short of it is I'd say like a good 50% of it of the screenshots, maybe a little bit less, uh, are not properly dated because they have like vague dates behind them, like with the whole today, yesterday, last Thursday kind of thing. It's really hard unless there's uh, moments where it actually shows when the date of the conversation was at the beginning of it. So because of that, it's like I could say in reference that if you go to the Taze, here I'll pull this open right now. The Taze tweets, and then you go from what's before then. It's like you can assume that like this conversation easily happened before the 28th of September. Other than that, it's like it's up and down, and Instagram isn't really that straightforward. There's some screenshots from Instagram that um, more or less within like a 24-hour window were posted by the time like the group chat that we were in that were documenting all the evidence. I had posted these situations, but Instagram doesn't really do a good as a job as like Discord or Twitter to keep track of when certain posts were made. And then you also got to take into
Oh,
consideration.
Instagram is clown hours, I tell you
Yeah,
what,
no,
sorry.
it's total clown town, and it's not even just that. It's different time zones, so it's like someone can take a screenshot of something, and they're just in a different place on the planet, and it'll say one time for me, and it'll say one time for another person, and therefore like certain things when it comes down to like the hours and minutes of things, it's like it still happened on the same day, but we don't know for like 100% certain what came before when it comes down to like those specific increments of time. Now, the first thing that I'm going to pull forward is this picture here. This is Brawny Moments. This is from his Instagram. Is it Brawny or Brony? I think it's Brony.
I
It
just
says
say
like,
Brunny.
yeah, it's Brawny in it. Like when I said that, it's like, wait, do you mean Brawny Bucks? And it's like, no, no, I didn't mean that. Um, but yeah, this is a picture of him, so I want everyone watching to take that into consideration. And then we're going to get to the conversations with Taylor. So there are several ones. There's DMs with him and another user, Taze, who's basically pointing out how much of a clown he can be. There's Zenny's conversations with Bronny, who is basically just supposed to give us like a secondary verification that when he changed his name to Leave Me Alone, that like this is him. Uh, between versus the conversations that Taylor had given us versus to when the screenshots we were given afterwards once he had changed his name. Trying to find one in
I
particular.
remember as well because the leave me alone thing was, or it was one of his weird fucked up usernames on that exact same day. It was a lot that he changed his name every 5 seconds, and I was just like, stop changing your name,
Yeah, no,
please.
it happens
That's all I
often.
beg.
Okay, so the initial one, earliest screenshot that I have takes place back in November 16th, 2020, between Bronny and Taylor, which is no one in the DSC has seen my dick except you, Lamau. Not even the wormy. She's asexual. True. She didn't even like to talk about that stuff, let alone see it. Understandable. I felt unwanted in that relationship. I'm good at receiving and giving horny vibes. So, to pre warn here, Taylor is very receptive to when it comes to this sort of thing, despite being 15 and 16. This is something that has been made of public knowledge, that she is very forthcoming with adults, but that in no way invalidates these claims or any other claims that adults may or may not have been involved with Taylor. So it's a one and done deal there. It's like, okay, well, thanks for basically coming forward and saying that you're aware of what this child does online and you do absolutely nothing but ridicule them publicly for it. It's like, way to go, way to make yourself look like the good guy. And
Here's
so,
something.
yeah, no, and then Bronny sends this picture of his dick, which is censored. And then here's a totally naked picture of him. I think if you've gone back to the Instagram picture I've shown you from his Instagram, it's him. It's one and done. They're both the same person. Damn, this one was for the OnlyFans, but fuck it. Yeah, and so we got more stuff where it's like 4K, 60 FPS. Didn't think I would get horny tonight, but damn.
Caught in 4K.
Mhm, mhm. So he's sending more pictures. This girl looks fun to play with my tongue. Uh, wow, that was quick. It's I was gonna get a flashlight myself, but they are so pricey. Yeah, they do be quite expensive. Same with Bad Dragons. My Nova was like eighty
Jesus
dollars.
Christ.
I know. But was like 100 with taxes and shipping. I currently have like $70 that I could spend online, which is what is left on my Visa. Fuck it, vid of me using mine in the bathroom, particularly flaccid though. Um, so yeah, I guess I should make this also apparent as that Taylor is trans, and I guess you could say the big controversy when this first came out was that Bronny had basically like shown his dick to this 15-year-old at the time because she'd just turned 16 back in February 16th. Um, but following that, it's like what you basically were doing was like comparing dick sizes with a child, and he's like, oh, well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the horny consumes.
Clown hours up in here.
Yeah, I know. It's full clowns, full circus central over here. Is a side view of my ass with no cock, still soft core, still a bit bad dragging behind you. Wow, wow, wow. I wanted to get to the important stuff was, but my mother finding out about the Nova has put an end to that plan. I was gonna get a flashlight. I was gonna get a flashlight myself, but they are so pricey. Yeah, it's very encouraging to see an adult being like, yeah, man, let's talk about bad dragons and fleshlights or whatever with a 15-year-old. Um, so I'm trying to get to the part where it says shave my entire body. Uh,
I
yeah, it says
just,
right here on
looking
the
back at it,
yeah, it says right here on the 16th, Lamau, I'd love one if I were 18. My addiction for foreskin. Uh, so you're 100%. So you 100% sure you want one? I don't want to send without permission. The horny consumes. Hey, yes, hee hee. Indeed, girls really. Damn. And then it's a cock picture or whatever. It's like they had sent. Bronny had sent her his cock or whatever, and then like where it's like there's a second age verification in here. I'd recommend if you're gonna get your dick sucked, you should try to trim it up a tad bit, as sucking on a cock and ending up with your hair in your mouth is as enjoyable as not getting hair in your mouth. Hee hee. Da, 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 And then there's more conversations here. I'm waiting to get to the part where like he basically like is like, yeah, no, I did it. It was me.
oh god, you mean when he admitted it to me?
Wait, no, I think it was something earlier. I think a little bit is I know that like right now we're just getting. I don't even think it's until like January until Zenny finds out about it.
And then it was passed to
Okay,
me,
but
and that it was funny as fuck when he admitted it in his own server. I'll tell you what. But anyway, sorry.
I know it's like some Gunner Light type shit where he's like basically passing around pornography that like a 15-year-old had made, and he's like, "You're my super duper horny fan" or whatever. Okay, then we have it
Jesus
on the same
Christ.
day where he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot you were underage, Lamau." Little bit. I don't care, but I mean, some people definitely would. Honestly, you look a lot older than me a lot of the time. Lol. I usually stick it to softcore stuff because of the age. Probably because I'm a short ass. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's uh, but like there aren't vids of me riding a dragon cock at all. All my fellow miners are very horny, Lamau. I got pics and vids on my phone and shit. Not gonna lie. Da da da. Yeah, I had to go like way out of the way to like censor this shit, and then we got more.
Can
Um,
we just get a round of applause in chat for Hate, please? Hate was the one that censored all of this.
well, it's like most of it. It's like the names and shit. I know that some people went out of their way to like censor it before I had started organizing everything, and that was pretty much the easy part. It was like it's like crafting a narrative for all this is what's so difficult. Um,
Right.
because it's like it flips back and forth. It's like everything prior to like the shit that happened on the 16th of November is more of just like proof that he's being like a petty asshole and people don't like him or whatever, and he's like I guess transphobic, or he made like a transphobic joke, and it's like
One of those.
he spurgs the fuck out sometime between yeah, like yeah, now we're into December. I don't think blah blah blah. Mm. You made it in a server, it wasn't the same. Blah, blah, blah. I know that there's conversations that Zenny had where it's like you let like kids into the server or whatever. It's like the NSFW server, and he's like, yeah, yeah, I did.
You're just like, yeah, what about it?
What about it?
Like,
Uh,
God.
and then it was like the one before it where it's like this dude can't take a fucking joke, the 57 genders joke or whatever. Mm.
I just,
I feel adults, so it's like I think young adults should be allowed to explore since they're very obviously sexually mature enough. Actually, let me start back from the top. Cheers, man. I know the age in the UK is 16, but it's a global server, so please double think about the age limits on stuff. I think young adults should be allowed to explore since they're very obviously sexually mature enough. Also, it doesn't matter since it's marked NSFW from Discord. If someone lied about their age, they're clearly horny. It's like if I had a 16-year-old kid that was working, uh, wanking to porn, I wouldn't tell him he couldn't do that since he's a minor. I started watching that when I was like 14. It's like it's one thing when you do that shit on your own, and then it's like it's another thing when you like do it with other people in like a public server. It's like basically the
exactly.
Flutter Rocket shit all over again, and it's like you could say that like that situation missed a few essential things, but it's like beyond a reasonable like way beyond a reasonable doubt did he like not take the proper measures. Well, he had proper measures to give people the horny jail roll or whatever the fuck it was, which is like the whole like you can access the NSFW channels, but at the same time you can get a special role where like every so often like I'll send you a picture of my dick or some shit like that. It's like
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I know.
So it was, oh, I would not, I would just, no, that, no.
It's like well, he mostly did the age verification thing through DMs to like give people that role, but then like he also does it to like help verify users, and yet somehow like a 13-year-old slipped through the net, and he's like, "It's fine, guys. It's like let's just forget about it. Let's just not do anything about it."
Just
Um,
trying to brush it under the rug or brush it off. It's just like, what?
Yeah, why? Yeah, but this is kind of different in my eyes. I don't know. I feel adults have a responsibility to not be like the ones allowing minors to see that kind of content with porn sites. Yeah, it's under moderated, so you can't be expected to stop them from accessing that content. However, as admins of Discord servers, you can. And it's like, sure, you can. You can definitely do that. At the same time, like, if you want to have boundary rules, you just have a minors and adult like server rule roles, and you just segregate those two categories as far away from each other as you can. And if like it's a simple rule, it's like you just look up their roles in the server when they DM you, and it's like you just see if they're a minor or not. And if they're not a minor, you still need to like have the proper channels where it's like you know, do you want to see something inappropriate or some shit like that, or you just keep it in the NSFW server. That's like the warning isn't meant to protect the servers themselves, but it's mostly just a legal warning to protect Discord as a service. You know, it's
Yeah.
not meant to protect the users. It's just supposed to protect Discord legally. So it's like it's not the safety net you guys think it is. Okay, sorry if that came off as weird. I just feel okay. I've marked it as 18 plus as an 18 plus channel, and I've aged it up to 16 plus in my personal opinion.
Oh my god.
Were me someone who's 17 can't get it even with the role because she's marked her real age on Discord. Okay, sorry if that came off as weird. I just feel really uncomfortable with that kind of stuff being around minors. Look who's got the good head on their shoulders. Look who's got the good head on their shoulders. Jesus. Americans
Yeah, something,
unfortunately
something.
Americans unfortunately made the rule where people who are sexually and mentally able to want and enjoy stuff like that have to wait a couple years, which is like 90% of the world has sex legally or illegally at the age of 16. Sorry if I'm coming off as passive aggressive, but you're making me feel like a creep by following the rules that most of the world go by. Or was it yeah, like a creep by following the
Well, I'm
rules that
sorry that you're acting like a creep in the first place.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
I'm sorry that you just need to follow the bare bones standards of what it takes to be a decent human being.
Literally.
Excuse me.
Like, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you there.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
let's all take this into consideration that like the logs I showed you between Taylor and Brawny were on the 11th of November or the 16th of November. This is happening the 21st of December. So it's already been like over a month since this happened and this dude's bitching about like letting minors see inappropriate content or whatever. Dude, you're not a creep, and I get why you had the shit in place that you did. I'm not attacking you. You do. You do you. I was simply expressing something that made me uncomfortable and asked to be removed as an admin, as I want no part in that. I'm not trying to demonize you, but I know how it may come across to others. You know, and it's I mean, you know, you could look at it one way where it's like, oh, well, they're running away, or it's just like, I can already see how things will go bad, so I'm going to leave, but at the same time, I'm just going to express my issues with you as to why I'm leaving and why I don't want to play a part in that. I'd probably do the same
Right.
thing, but I'd probably not be as nice about it. I'd probably call him a retard for just arguing this in the first place. Like if I was in Zenny's shoes, I'd probably just call Bronny a retard.
I just wouldn't have given a reason as to why I was leaving any server in the first place. I'd just be like, yeah, no, bye.
No, it's like he
That's
asked
literally
me.
what
I
I'd
was like,
do.
"Motherfucker, are you really asking me why I'm leaving your degenerate server? Do I really need to give a reason?" I'm barely active on any servers these days, but I feel mad uncomfortable about blah. Coolio. Hey, basically free anytime. Blah blah blah. We're getting there. Uh, It's like it was awkward, like getting these screenshots from a video recording. That's
I
now
bet it was.
that's why we have the program we have now, brutal, so we never have to worry about that ever again.
Thank God.
Well, it's like if I could do that and like extract it from the conversation, I just have to control F it, and then it would just like come up, and we'd be like boom, 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 moving on. Uh,
Right.
so we have January 27th, 2021. That sounds around the time where you got this information. Like we're close to the present set of events. Yo, a few little birdies told me you're bragging about having a bigger dick than a 15-year-old's.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is close to it. Just
uh,
had to refresh my memory with some
mhm.
cringe. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. Firstly, maybe don't sexually interact with minors, and secondly, maybe don't proudly announce to the world that you've seen a minor's dick, and also showing your dick to a minor, big no-no. that literally breaks international child pornography laws. So don't even try to pull shit like, but the legal age of the UK is 16. It literally doesn't matter. You've broken federal laws, so quit bragging about it. I don't think you're a pedo slash groomer or whatever, but I think you're a fucking moron who needs to get his ego checked. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
Zenny was half right.
this is his big brain response. He's like, no. Where are we? Where are we? Where? Yeah, now this is the point where like the story gets out. Um, where people are like, turn yourself in, bro. Like, what the fuck? What? What the fuck? I'm so confused. And this dude is like literally spam calling Zenny. Test, test. Okay, finally. I fucking hate these arrows. Listen, I don't have much time because I need to get ready for work, but I know what I did was wrong. I can never forgive myself for such a sick act of disgust, and I know that you're mad and you have every right to be. I'm mad at myself too, but I would never sexually interact with a minor without consent, nor in general. It's like, well, he did ask age, brutal, and he did ask for permission to send a
Yeah,
picture of himself with his
he
dick.
did. So it's like you can't argue that one when you've already done that.
It's like, but I asked,
Oh.
guys. I asked if I could shoot myself in the head.
I asked if this person could push me off a cliff.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And I know you're mad. You have every right to be. I'm mad at myself too, but I would never sexually interact with a minor without consent in general. It would be such an awful mistake with no amount to
Oh my fucking
apologize
god, the
to.
amount of pity party.
Taylor.
I'm sorry.
What?
He puts on such a pity party fucking show in all
Yeah.
of these responses. I swear to fucking god.
Yeah, I know. That's the trend with these degenerates. It's like it's more like I didn't do anything or uh they lied. Well, I've never had someone tell me they lied to them about their age, and it's like, oh, okay, if they lied to you about their age, then like show it to me. And then I know in the case of someone like Spectrum, where he's like, I saw her make porn, and people told me she like is 18 or whatever, and she sounds 13. And then I asked her how old she is, and she tells me she's 13. I got another good one for you. Was when we went to fucking um, Andrew Dash's scat server. Uh, it's like the story is like basically like, oh,
Is that a server full of shit?
yeah, no, it's about like shit and
Oh
tits and
my
stuff like
god.
that. Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah, no, they like sexualize that shit. Um,
That's
and so like
disgusting.
So like this dude was talking to like this 16-year-old or something, 15, 16-year-old named Dragon, and they were talking about fetishes or whatever. And then he finds out that like she was 16, he freaks out, ends conversation, and this was because like they both shared the same server as, that Andrew owned. And so he went to Andrew, he's like, "Hey, there's a 16-year-old in here." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry. Um I have I have the age permission
Oh
set to
no.
13."
Oh god. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Okay. Fucking hell.
I have it as low as 13.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
We'll help with that, but you
That's
need
a
to listen.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll help with that, but you have to listen to me, and I know it was illegal. I know it was wrong, but I'm just so confused, scared, and angry. It's like, good. Good, man. It's like, you
You should
fucked up.
be.
You fucked up. Holy shit. It's like, should I or should I not send my dick to a 15-year-old? Would said 15-year-old let this information get out? Hmm.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
rocket science. You just don't do
You
it.
don't do it. It's not rocket science, man. That's why I
Like,
said
come
in
on
general.
now.
Dude, it doesn't matter if the minor consents. Minors cannot consent. That's the fucking point. That's
Jesus.
why I said in general. Mate, those other messages you sent to me, though, shake my head. Um, yeah, it's like I have two versions of these. It's like I think the separate ones that Zenny had that had like no context because I wasn't able to date them because I didn't know what time they were in, and then I asked her to just like record everything because I didn't know there was a program that exists so you can just extract the fucking conversations from Discord, and I was like, awesome. Give me a sec.
Right. Still can't believe people fetishize shit. That's new to me. Like,
We're
ew.
we're just going over the evidence, Bubba. This is happening right after. So the conversations that I'm going over happened in like late January. This was around the time Brutal was given the evidence, and Zenny had, who is a friend of the Predator, Brawny Moments, was like, so a little birdie told me that you compared dick sizes with like a 15-year-old's and then bragged about it, and he's like, yeah.
He just brushes it off like it's nothing. It's like he falls over and then he gets off and then brushes the dust and he's just like, oh yeah, that happens. Like, fucking hell.
Mm-hmm. I'm still going through this. Yeah, it's like
Can we
it's
just talk about. Oh, sorry, you go first.
well, it's like it was like a one and done conversation. It's not like it was going on. Well, we don't know actually because Taylor didn't give us the entirety of what their interactions were. All we have is that on one single day he had sent several dick pics to this girl. And I'm assuming she had sent him one too. And yes, because she's trans. And it's like the evidence showed that like he was aware of her age, but I know for certain that there was probably a lot more going on between those two, and that's why we just have like one day's worth of conversations. I do know when we get to the end, near the end of this, that he like does make an attempt to try to reach out to Taylor, and it's like, I'm sorry, get brutal
Oh
off
yeah, he
my
throws himself
back.
another pity party.
Yeah, he's like,
As if the first ones weren't enough.
get brutal off my back, please.
It's like, god damn it.
Oh man, this fucking picture. It's like there's
Is
this.
it a gem?
It's not something like that. It's like him like without any pants on, and he takes a picture of himself and
Oh
posts it
god,
on
okay. I
Instagram.
was no,
And
never
Zenny's like,
mind. Just
"This
ignore my
you?" It's like,
question.
"Yes." Stop, Jesus, I get it. Thirsting over 15-year-olds ain't cool, bro. Um,
God, I mean, the thirsting over teenagers isn't art in general. I'm not gonna lie, like disgusting.
yeah,
No.
yeah, and then so we continue the conversation. Thirsting over 15-year-olds ain't cool, bro. And he's like, I know. I know. I still did it.
Jesus
I get
Christ.
that Taylor doesn't care too much for this, but it's the whole principle, and I heard that the other 15-year-old actually blocked you. I tried to block her first, but she did for me, which is good. I said goodbye and apologized so much I won't take it back. It won't take it back. I get that you say that you regret it and you changed, but you would have come forward had people not confronted you. Honestly, dude, I doubt it. I literally said it in my server before absolutely everything came out. I wanted to at everyone, but Brutal did it. Brutal beat him to the punch.
I'm so sorry.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you took 2 fucking months to get this out. Or, yeah, it was about like
I'm
two
sorry
two
that I
months.
didn't want anybody around you for being basically a predator.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Still going through. Uh, I get one.
He's
Okay, so
lucky I didn't spam at everyone, to be honest.
honestly, it doesn't matter anymore. I lost my reputation, my friends, my server, but all that really matters to me is that the minors are comfortable now and that I get therapy. And it's like, maybe you should have gone to therapy. Like, I don't know. I've said this a million times before, Brutal, but it's like when I was going over like the Toon Critic confession in my, I believe, my own video when I was like going over the evidence that Rouge had given me when she had met him in the past or whatever. Um, it's like he said this line about like how this did happen, that like a 17-year-old had lied to him about her age or whatever. So like people are like, okay, well that's whatever. Um, but he's like, it was the very fact that like she was so much younger than me, like she was barely an adult, that just put this thought in
What
my
the
head.
fuck?
Yeah, I know. He put this thought in my head
What the,
that
what the
I
fuck?
want to try it with someone else that's also underage or whatever. It was like curiosity. I was like, the moment you have those sort of thoughts in your head, it's a big fucking red flag that maybe you should get some therapy. Actually, not maybe, you should get some therapy.
I was gonna
Just
say, yeah,
saying.
definitely get some therapy if you're thinking about things like that.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
saying.
Just saying, if that's your rationality, where it's just like, I need to figure out whether this is like an attraction because like of something more superficial, or because of the fact that like she's barely an adult or she's underage, you know, and I'm like, okay. Um,
Fucking
it's
hell.
like, I mean, like people say that like the shit that Vita does, and then he's out of his way about it, and he makes like the legal moral justifications of what he does. It's like there's that and the repetition of his actions, and then we have like Toon Critic who's done like one, two inappropriate things with like children, but it's like this dude literally confessed to his closest friends that it's like I did this because I was curious on whether or not I was actually attracted to children. It's like
I did
that's
not.
that
Don't tell me I just heard that correctly.
yeah, no, that's what he basically said
No.
along those lines.
No.
And I'm
Oh
like
my
I've
god.
said that a bajillion times before. It's where it's like I think Toon Critic is probably the closest person we're ever going to get, like in the people that we covered that are genuinely motivated by like an attraction to children, even though I don't really give a fuck about motivation. It's just like back in a time where I gave that some sort of thought or recognition. But yeah, no, we go down further, and he's like, I know I wouldn't make the same mistake now, but I'm not going to take that risk and definitely want to seek out therapy. I get wanting a partner, I get wanting a girlfriend, but just because someone shows interest doesn't mean you should reciprocate. A fucking men. There you go.
Literally, I live by those words.
Yeah, man, it's like you're seriously that fucking desperate for a relationship that you'd really do something inappropriate with someone who's 15, and it's like I do know for a fact that Taylor has done stuff with other adults, and I know that this information had made it to Bronny. I don't know for certain when that happened, but you know, it's like you have some sort of inkling that like this girl does things with other adults. It's like stay away from her, or better yet, you want to.
Literally, because she's gonna get you into
Well,
trouble,
it's not
or
just
the other way
getting you in
around, if you get what I
trouble.
mean.
It's like if you're aware of this, like what's your first instinct that you do, Brutal, is you let the parents know. You do everything in your power to
Exactly.
get them involved.
I'm not gonna send my dick to this girl if I know that
Yeah.
she's doing
I'm
this
not going to
shit. Or
contribute to the problem. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm gonna try and cut down on the problem. I'm gonna try and stop the problem. I ain't gonna add on to it. Like fuck that. No, thank you.
No, and then you got these asshats who are like, she does this all the time with other adults and blah fucking blah. It's like, okay, well, that doesn't change the fact that you guys are adults and she's like 15, barely turned 16. It's like, you guys
Literally.
need to stop thinking with your tiny hats and your pants. Um, get wanting partner.
Can we just
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
can
sorry.
we just talk about how he wanted to fight me on his Instagram? That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
you can go off on that after I read this off. So this is
All
on
right.
January 28th, I believe. Like I said, like the time zones are different. So like this conversation with Zenny, because I know that this is happening on the same day as the DM conversation with Taylor. It's around the same time. It's like I've noted confirmation is not a thing I try to do. I've noticed a smart thing to do, honestly. Do you hate me? No. That's odd.
Just simple, do you hate me?
Do you hate
Fucking
me?
hell.
Do you hate me? I know I sent my dick to you and I basically bragged about it, but do you hate me?
Guys, please don't hate me.
Oh
Like
no,
fucking
he's
hell.
actually going to the victim about this and just asking, do you hate me? But she's like, no, that's odd. Even after all that shit I did, I don't hate anyone ever. I just think you're a bit egotistical and can act like an ass without trying to. Amen. My dick is nothing special. I said that.
Oh my god.
he's like, he's like, I'm not gonna say anything sexual to this kid. I'm just gonna apologize, and then it's like I'm going back to my dick is nothing special. Way to go, man.
Oh my god. My
Um,
head. Is it my oh
I was
Jesus
being a
Christ.
dick to Groovy out of spite because we weren't getting along at that time. I still hate him, but the dude is packing. He's
What
just
the fuck? Oh, I hate them, but
but the
they're
dude is
packing. Like,
packing. But the dude is packing. He's just still talking sexual shit to this kid. Holy shit.
God.
Oh my god. Although another thing I wish I never saw, the Enlightened showed me anyways. So, what is it? Isn't Enlightened like when we first had him in the chat? Wasn't he like 17 or
Enlightened was
something?
also a kid,
Yeah. So
basically.
he's basically saying, but damn, that kid was packing.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I keep on saying Jesus Christ, but genuinely Jesus Christ.
Although another thing I wish I never saw that Enlightened showed me anyways. He came to me and told me that Groovy was packing. My curiosity made me go ask, so yeah, I've had. Okay, no, he's talking about someone else named Groovy. I was like, you're complimenting the dick size of a kid right now. You're doing the same exact fucking thing that you were doing with this kid. What the fuck?
That would have been a special moment, I tell you what.
Yeah. I may come off as egotistical because I don't get validation anywhere, but online and I fucking suck because of that. Yeah.
Validation about what? Your dick size?
I need dick validation.
Jesus
I
Christ.
need to be a valedictorian. And
I
then
need to make sure my dick measures up to the other boys in the yard. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I need to make sure I have one that gets the boys rolling when I go to prison. I got all eyes on me on prison. Be like that boy be
I've got to make
packing.
sure that when I drop the soap in prison, that I look good.
No,
That's basically what he's saying.
it's like when I drop the soap in prison, everyone better duck. when I start swinging. Yeah, I feel that
Jesus.
anyhow. I'm gonna probably be sleeping. Probably be asleep soon. Okay, good night. Good night. And then tomorrow he's like, "Hey, look, can you?" Actually, I think I have this cut off. Let me. Yeah, there we go. Hey, can you tell Bruno that you don't want any legal troubles and don't want to press charges? You
Fucking
don't,
hell.
right?
I didn't even know about that one. He did not
Yeah.
say that, did he? Like,
Yeah, no,
oh
and it
my
keeps going.
god.
It keeps going. It says, "Hey, look, can you tell Bruno that you don't want any legal troubles and don't want to press charges? You don't, right? Here's their account if you don't know it already." Is like brutal man bad. Um, they can so
I didn't know that you could be afraid of a 19-year-old twink on the internet, but apparently that's possible.
anything's possible. I mean, apparently someone mistaked me for Jace when we did a Hell of a Boss review because he's that fucking retarded.
Oh god, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah. They can so easily get people's information, and that scares me so much because I know I've made several mistakes, but jail this young for that will ruin my life forever because I get
Oh,
there.
piss off. This is like Joffrey saying that the food is bad in prison. I'm sorry. I
food,
gotta stop it right there. God.
the food
Jesus
might be
Christ. I
bad.
mean,
The food might be bad in jail, but goddamn, they be packing. I get
oh
therapy for
god.
this stuff, but I don't want jail too. I've been shaking so much the past couple of days, and it's my own fault. Please. And yeah, that's about the end of it. It's weird because like there was a conversation where Taylor was like, "Yeah, I don't have any control over Brutal. It's out of my hands. So basically, go fuck yourself." Anyways, but yeah, we in regards to Taylor, we haven't been able to reach out to her parents. We know what state and city she lives in, So what I have been doing is trying to get a hold of her school and get the parents involved through that. Um, I haven't had much success on that end. I'm going to try later this week, but yeah, we've done different things to resolve the situation discreetly, because our main priority at the time was to like one, as Brutal said, like know how many people exactly she's been like involved with and like get all of the DMs on that end. So it hasn't worked well for that. She doesn't have really any interest in stopping what she's doing. Um, so it's again, it's like you can own responsibility on the end of the child to a certain extent, but it's like there's still culpability on the end of the adults, and it's like she's not even lying about her age either. It's like these adults also know this,
Which sucks.
which sucks. Well, yeah, it sucks a lot. Yeah. But anyways, that should be the gist of everything. As I said before, like I'd say maybe 40% of the drive's evidence does not have proper dates behind them, but in terms of reference to previous instances where Bronny has been a retard versus when he started like, or at least the most significant instances where he sexted, um, Taylor is also dated and accounted for versus other instances where Zenny has had to deal with his dumbassery to up until the point where like she herself finds out about this. So it's all there in the drive. I will be adding what other small inklings there are. It's mostly just on the end of helping to verify his identity, but we've basically done that for the most part when we've cross compared his Instagram picture to the picture he sent this girl. So it's and then cross reference that with his conversations with Zenny. You see his name come up all in those instances. There's other people, other conversations we haven't referenced, but the relevance to that is basically more along the lines of he's a fucking irrational dumbass, and this is what like one of his many different names he went by, many of his different profiles, and that's about it. If anyone has any questions, I'll give it a few minutes, um, and then if not, we'll just call it a day there. Brutal. Any final notes
Sounds
that you
fair.
wanted to make?
Uh, Not really, other than the fact that he wanted to fight me apparently on his Instagram when he put that out, but that
Yeah,
was funny as fuck when I heard it.
yeah. No, if you want to indulge the rest of us with if there's like anything more to that while we wait, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. I'll basically explain it. So at the time, he was running away, and somebody was sending my tweets about him to him. So he made he made a comment about wanting to fight me, and in the end, I was like, "Yeah, sure. Give me your coordinates. I'll bring the police with me as well." And the fight never happened. I'm very upset because I'm sure the police would have enjoyed it as well.
I'm sure they would have.
Yeah, in regards to everything else, it's just like, yike.
Yeah, I mean, I've been more or less happy with the reception on my end as well when it comes to the Pedophiles Project Part 1. Um, there was like 43 different people that were in that video, and it's just various different instances and circumstances where it either does or doesn't meet that standard of evidence. Very few of them have, and only one of them was outright disproven. So yeah, more or
Right.
less, and like that one situation had absolutely nothing to do with us. The only other one was Darkus, who basically didn't have any credible information because she sucks at what she does. Um, it's
Right.
it's a very straightforward process. It's like you pay attention to what's being shown in the video. you don't need to worry about um, just make sure you have the age of the person you're accusing, that makes sure that they're aware of the victim's age. And like I emphasize this more than anything is that like time is probably the most important factor you can ever have when trying to basically go over what is being discussed.
Good job on that pedophiles video, by the way.
Yeah, it's one of many that will be going along in the future. So it's a work in progress. So if there's no more questions, I guess I'll close the stream off here. If there's any more comments anyone wants to leave in the description, I'll be more than welcome to answer those later. So everyone have a good night. Thank you for coming on, and I will talk to you guys later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.